Y'all know me. I don't throw around words like dominant or untouchable unless they mean something. But what Dakota Ditcheva did to Sumiko Inaba at PFL Africa, that wasn't just dominant. That was surgical, violent, and straight up career defining. This is Reggie Cross, and welcome back to Behind the Lines, where we break down the fight game without the fluff. And if you blinked on Saturday, you might have missed what could have been the most complete 3-round performance of Dakota Ditcheva's career. Let's get into it. So here's the setup. PFL Africa, Cape Town, a packed crowd, a historic card, and the co-main event features the undefeated Dakota, the 26-years-old wrecking ball and Muay Thai royalty, already holding both PFL Europe and global flyweight gold. Across from her, Sumiko Inaba, aka Lady Samurai. Bellator vet, 8-1, tough as nails. A lot of people thought this would be Dakota's first real test in a while. It wasn't. From the jump, Dakota didn't just take the center, she owned the space. That's what elite strikers do. She wasn't rushing, she wasn't wild, she just let Inaba walk into traps. Stance switches, distance management, feints, it was all layered. Every clinch became an opportunity for violence. Every break turned into a highlight reel. First round, Dakota played it like a sniper. Inaba tried to pressure, but Dakota's Thai plum locked her up like a vice. Then came the elbows. Sweet Lord, those elbows. Sharp, clean, straight from a Muay Thai masterclass. Inaba's face was already swelling halfway through the round, and Dakota was just warming up. Second round, pressure cooker. Dakota put Inaba against the fence early and started slicing her up, clinch entries, knees to the gut, short hooks, and then bam, front kick to the face. And this wasn't reckless aggression, it was all timed, all calculated. Dakota wasn't hunting for a finish, she was dismantling a system. It was a beautiful thing to watch. By round 3, Inaba looked like she'd aged 10 years in 10 minutes. Still had heart, still swinging, but at that point, she needed a miracle. Dakota had already taken away the legs, the body, and the will, and here's where the drama kicks in. Dakota starts shaking out her left hand. Clearly something's wrong. Now, let's be real. Most fighters with a compromised hand would coast. Dakota didn't. She adjusted. Low kicks, push kicks, right hand, spinning body kicks. She didn't just coast. She adapted in real time. That's high fight IQ. That's championship composure. When the scorecards dropped 30-27, 30-27, and a brutal 30-24, it wasn't just a win, it was a statement. Then right after the fight, Dakota grabbed the mic and dropped the second bomb of the night. She's re-signing with PFL. No UFC, not yet.
I have just re-signed with PFL. We've come to a great agreement, and I'm going to look forward to the next few years together. So. And
that has ripple effects. Let's talk about that for a second. Everyone thought the next logical step was UFC. She's undefeated, marketable, and the UFC women's flyweight division is screaming for fresh blood. She could have walked into the top 10 today, but staying in a PFL, it's not just loyalty, it's strategy. Bigger paydays, more control, fewer politics. The downside, visibility. PFL isn't pulling UFC numbers, and with Kayla Harrison now wearing UFC gold, it felt like Dakota was supposed to be next in line for that crossover moment. Instead, she's choosing to build an empire on the outside. And hey, maybe that's the smarter move. Maybe she becomes the face of a global brand instead of just another name on the UFC roster. As for Inaba, man, you can't question her toughness. She ate shots that would have folded most flyweights. She kept coming forward, tried to clinch, tried to wrestle, but Dakota had answers for all of it. Inaba's still 8-2, and there's no shame in losing to someone like this, but this fight exposed the gap between very good and world class. She'll need to go back, tighten up her striking defense, and maybe look at changing camps if she wants to close that gap. But make no mistake, she fought her heart out. Respect. Now back to Dakota's hand. If that's a break and it looked like one, that could mean a few months off. No one wants that, but it might actually work in her favor in the long run. Time to recover, ride the momentum, let the hype build. But PFL's got to be careful now. You've got your ace, don't shelf her. Promote her hard. So the question becomes, where does Dakota go from here? Assuming she's out for a bit to heal, her return will be one of the most anticipated moments in PFL history. But here's the challenge. Who's left to fight? She's cleaned out her division in PFL Europe and just ran through one of Bellator's best. There aren't a ton of names on the PFL roster who can push her past second gear right now. There's talk about cross-promotional matchups, maybe someone like Liz Carmouche or Juliana Velasquez if Bellator is still in the mix. Maybe even a super fight against Kayla Harrison at a catchweight if the UFC ever gets involved. But short of that, we're talking tune-ups or international prospects that haven't had that US spotlight yet. Dakota's situation is tricky. She's the best fighter in her division, but without the UFC machine behind her, her legacy depends on opponents we haven't even heard of yet. That means PFL has to step up, scout talent, offer real money, and maybe even start building a women's super fight league around her. Dakota didn't just win, she announced to the world that she's not simply the next Kayla Harrison, she's carving her own lane. More violent, more technical, and honestly, she's already more marketable. Final take, Dakota Ditcheva didn't just win, she announced to the world that she's not just the next Kayla Harrison, she's carving her own lane, more violent, more technical, and maybe even more marketable. The UFC might be the biggest show in town, but if Dakota keeps this up, she might not need them. This is Reggie Cross, and you've been Behind the Lines. If you're feeling the vibe, hit that subscribe. And remember, hype fades, legacy don't. Peace. 745